Welcome into Fantasy Unclean. We are your hosts, Rich Fiddler, Scott Robley, and Frodo Carvel. Gentlemen, how are we doing this evening?
I'm doing great. There's one trader in the group, and that's okay.
We'll get into that.
This week is not as good as last week. We all came into last week saying none of us lost. I mean, Scott's team was on bye last week, so
yeah.
That's not a loss, but it's not a
Didn't
win.
lose.
But you didn't lose.
Yeah.
This week, however, two of our three teams lost.
Gummy bear.
Sure.
Gummy bear.
Yes, please. Frodo's team looked a little sus at the beginning of the game.
For the first 14 minutes.
And then they went nuclear. Oh, wait. Now we know how to drive again.
Yeah.
I think they're just spotting
Put it back
shitty
into
teams.
gear.
They're like, we need to make this like a little more challenging.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. They dropped the clutch wrong and killed it off the start.
What's up, man?
It's your funeral.
I'm trying it. I'm trying it too. Oh
It's
no.
spicy.
Oh no.
It's not bad.
That's pretty. That's pretty spicy.
This is like the same reaction we were getting out of Scott last night. Every time he'd open a fucking great.
Good. What are you doing?
Why the fuck do you have spicy gummy bears?
I saw them and it was a whim, and I was like, I gotta try it.
Who the fuck are you? Normally you look at that and go, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. They.
That's actually fucking awesome.
It's pretty good. Yeah. They spotted Carolina for some reason 14 points. Then didn't let them score the rest of the game. So.
You guys can go ahead and have the rest of those.
Yeah.
That was not a challenge. I was
That's not a
expecting
challenge,
that.
yeah.
I was expecting that to be like not like the super death,
Yeah.
Doritos, but
Yeah.
like a cheaper version of that, and that's just stupid spicy. Not like I've had tacos that are spicier than that. I have.
Yeah.
So, not
Yeah.
tastes good though.
It was a weird start to that game.
Yep.
My game was not fun to watch.
Got the blue button.
The Niners fell apart. Multiple players got injured. The defense played pretty well. They let a lot of rush yards happen, which kind of sucks.
What's the status of you guys' injured players? Christian McCaffrey and Debo, correct?
Debo's
Anybody
day
else?
to day, right?
Christian McCaffrey, Debo, and Trent Williams.
Ooh, okay.
Trent Williams got his ankle rolled up.
Is that the pregame fight?
No.
Okay.
No. That was early on in the game, though. He has a high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
He was out for 2 plays. Or
2 series.
he wasn't out for 2 series. He was out for a short period of time. They told him he probably had a high ankle sprain. And he said, I'm going back in because I'm not putting Burford against Myles Garrett the entire game.
Okay.
So he came back in. Didn't allow a sack from Garrett.
Yeah.
But Garrett was plenty destructive enough the
If
rest of the
there are
game.
2 people that are most crucial to your run game, it's going to be CMC and Trent Williams.
Yeah. So I don't know it doesn't sound like Debo has any major issue. He hurt his shoulder. He got slammed down fairly hard. X-rays came back fine. He's not expected to miss any serious time. I don't know how much he'll play this coming week.
Yeah, you might be
The
limited
good
a
news
little bit.
is we have an extra day
Oh, yeah,
because
you
it's
guys
a
are
Monday night game.
Yep. When's your guys' bye? Do you guys have like a late season bye?
Week 9.
Oh, okay.
You're the
Mid-season,
same.
that's not
You're the
bad.
same week as we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's not
week
bad.
9.
No. Let's see. We play this week. Next week's Patriots. Then it's
Yeah, you guys have a week 8 or week 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it might be the same week.
My Simpson. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to fuck my team up.
Speaking of fucking your team up,
Yeah.
that one league in one league you've got
In one league, I have my
you have a
5
full.
Yeah, basically
starting-
my 5 starting position players are all out.
Yeah.
My-
on bye,
yeah.
or there's one guy that's out, right?
well,
CMC.
I have a couple of people that are. Well, I have one person that's out. Yeah.
Okay.
But in that league, I have my 2 starting wide receivers and my 2 starting running backs are out, and then another running back that's also out for bye.
Good news is you're playing me in that league.
No,
So
not.
that helps.
I thought
Pros and O's, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was okay. We
Yeah.
played in the other league last week.
Yeah.
Week before.
Who did I play in that one?
Wow, those are stupid gummy bears. Like, they linger. It's not spicy anymore, but that flavor is just like glued to my tongue.
At first, when you were looking at Frodo, and he had that look on his face, I thought he had tasted that they were like fun gummies.
Yeah. That was actually going through my head right there. It's like, oh, I could totally trap you guys at some point.
So I thought that's what it was, and then I realized quickly that that's not what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, Christian McCaffrey has an oblique injury. It's not serious.
Yeah.
In
Need
the
to
sense,
scoot in a little bit.
yeah, in the sense that he's not. It's basically pain tolerance.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no major damage or anything, and he's not going to injure it more.
Toradol.
Basically,
You guys are going against the Vikings, right? Like, so should you maybe rest him, or should you at least you could have him there, suit him up, but then play Mason most of the game?
I have a feeling that he'll probably, if he does play, he'll probably play a few drives, a few positional drives.
Yeah.
Maybe the start. Maybe he'll do the first drive to keep his touchdown streak alive.
Yeah, he's gonna need to do that. That's gonna be important.
And then it'll be a balance. I honestly think it'll be more Elijah Mitchell than it is Mason. But honestly, it could be either one. Mason has been running really well, but when Elijah Mitchell's been the guy, he's ran really well.
Yeah.
So it's not like
You know what that tells me? That you can run in San Francisco.
yeah.
And then if you add somebody like, I don't know, Christian McCaffrey, then you can get 15 games in a row with a touchdown.
Yeah.
Relatively
fun.
simply.
Which is fun.
What's the record? I know that that's the San Francisco record now, but what's the
know.
NFL record? Consecutive running back scores.
I don't know.
It's probably owned by like
'Cause
Jim Brown or
I
something.
mean, he had previously beat Jerry Rice, which last time I checked was pretty good for that. That wasn't just like
That was just offensive player touchdown in a row, not a quarterback.
Yeah.
Lonnie says we need Elijah to run a lot.
Yeah, she has him.
Yeah. Lonnie, the 6-0 in our league with the least amount of points scored against her.
Yeah. She doesn't care.
CMC owns it. He's tied right now with it at 15. So John Riggins and OJ Simpson both had 15 consecutive games. So if he gets another one, he'll have the record.
And if he murders 2 people.
So the question is, if he sits,
Yeah.
does that count? Does that ruin the streak if he doesn't play?
Yeah, because
I think
consecutive games.
I think
Because it's one thing if he's like,
fuck.
I don't know if that would still count or not.
I don't think it counts.
So he's gonna be an goal line package so he can keep the streak alive.
Right. I don't think it would count. In terms of the NFL record count, I don't think it would count. Like if he goes into the game, comes out because of an injury, they're gonna count that as a game played. If he doesn't go in, I don't think so, man.
I don't know. It's gray area.
Yeah, you're gonna lose this week. I don't remember who you're playing, Lonnie, but I feel like you're losing this week.
I think she's playing Nick.
Oh yeah, Nick's got a good team. Nick's got.
Yeah.
What happened to? How did that happen?
Nick has a good team in multiple leagues right now.
Right.
Yeah.
All
Well,
of
he
a
inherited the dynasty one.
Yeah, but that was a team that finished like 6th last year, and he's significantly in first this year.
Well, wild cards do go the opposite direction sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the birthday boy.
Yes.
So, what else? What else is news out there in the world? Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell re-signed. Looks like Anthony Richardson's probably going to have surgery. Is done for the year.
Yep.
Mecole Hardman got traded back to the
Back
Chiefs.
to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Jalen Jalen
the other
Ramsey
guy
is
that's going
back
to-
at practice.
Frank Clark. Frank Clark is probably going to sign with the
Could be.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody that leaves the Chiefs eventually comes back. Who knows? Maybe Hill just
Nah.
decides to skip out.
I think he's having too much fun in Miami.
He does seem to be having a lot
it's
of fun.
warmer.
It is,
And there's
warmer.
no
No
state
question.
tax.
Oh yeah, that.
Jalen Ramsey is back at practice. Today he's practicing.
Same with Kyler Murray.
Yep. So a 21-day window
Murray, there we go. That's a good call.
is open.
Once again, if you have a running back, you don't have a running back because they're all injured.
Every time I'm about to become fully healthy,
Somebody
somebody else
goes
goes down. Kyron Williams this last week went down.
Yeah.
And I had, and this next week was going to be my first week with a healthy Saquon, with a healthy Austin Eckler, with a healthy
Nope.
Kyron, and nope.
Nope.
So
And
that's
so
cool.
one of them will get injured right before Kyron comes back.
Yep. My money's on Saquon.
Yeah.
So, what else? Anything else on news?
Not a ton.
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
Just some really interesting games this week.
Uh huh.
Finally really good primetime games outside of maybe Thursday night football.
Yeah. What primetime game are the Giants playing in this week?
None.
Oh, they're not playing in a primetime game for the first time in
Yeah.
God knows how
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 0-5 in primetime through week 6.
Yeah.
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 They
What
shouldn't
the
have
fuck?
been in 5 primetime games.
They should barely have made one, and that's only because maybe there is a rivalry or something like
Yes.
that. Like, who knows? I mean, this is the thing is they just want New York, that
Yeah.
market, to have
that demographic.
primetime.
Yeah.
And they looked somewhat productive last year.
They did.
So they thought that they were
That's
going to be
good
a
point.
lot better
Give them
this
a
year.
little bit of credit.
Yeah.
They were trending upwards last year.
Yes.
And then have shit the bed.
As far as last week goes
Yeah,
on
how did
our
we
picks,
do?
we pushed last Thursday. It was an 11-point spread, and it was an 11-point game.
Sure was.
KC settled for a lot of field goals in that game.
Yeah,
They
that was
did not
KC and
look
who?
great.
Denver.
That's right.
Yeah.
Neither team was good. Russell Wilson had a 10 QBR. That's not good.
Yeah.
Bad. Like, now his team is not picking up what they should be picking up.
Right. He also
But-
this is also by far his worst game of the year.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
he's actually had been playing somewhat well.
But he was even in those games where the end of the game stats looked okay. I went back and I watched a bunch of those, and he's making a lot of dumb decisions.
Yeah.
And that's not something that he used to do.
Right.
Fantasy-
Especially primetime.
especially primetime, especially when
You
the
used to
game's
be
on the
able to
line.
count on Russell Wilson in primetime games.
Yeah.
And this primetime game looked gross.
It was
It
not a
was.
fun game to watch either.
It was not the grossest game of the week either.
No, it was not. All right, so who was up next?
This week was the lowest overall score
Total points.
since
Total points, yeah.
like I don't know, long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins are in there
Not
trying
since
to.
2020.
Only like 5 teams scored over 21 points.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Dolphins usually score enough for 3 teams.
Dolphins are really trying to up the average.
Fucking.
The rest of the teams are doing
Well,
their best
so
to
I
not.
was looking at the Dolphins, and a couple of games this year they have, but in a couple of games they're totally normal. So like they've got a 70-pointer, but they also got beat 48-20 or something like that.
48-20. Yeah, that was their one that they really shit the bed.
Yeah.
But the other one was what, 37, then 24, then they played the Broncos 70, then it was 20, and then it was 35, 42.
Yeah. So the
But
35
in all
is
fairness,
a high game.
in all fairness, most of those games, the offenses, the starters have sat in
Right.
the fourth quarter.
right, right. Hey Amanda, what's up? Title is dropping. Yeah, I don't see Lonnie. She is. She's in the chat. You're just coming late to the show every time, Amanda. So she's already bailed out. That's your problem.
Yeah.
Lonnie's been giving us all sorts of advice through the first part of the show because she's so goddamn good at this game.
She has the voodoo to make every team she goes against scored nothing.
There was a couple of years ago where I had that, where I was just sucking the life out of everybody.
Yeah, you were in first.
Yeah.
Tyler Bass sucked
But-
the life out of Amanda's team.
It did. He did. Yes.
Yeah. No, well, I watched. I forget what commentator it was. Is Stephen A. and was someone else, and they were talking about Dolphins, Eagles, whatever. And the one guy was like, well, you know, look at the teams they played. All the teams they sucked have played have sucked. But as Stephen is like, you can't fault them for the schedule that they were given.
Sure.
You look at how they performed, and they kicked the ever-loving shit out of the teams. Yeah, the one real true tough team, and as a divisional, they went in there and looked great in the first quarter, and then made mistakes, and then it unraveled.
Yeah.
But the same two teams that they kicked the ever-loving shit out of last 2 weeks, and before gave the Chiefs for some reason problems with the Broncos, and then the Giants last week almost beat the Bills. Should have. Like every Sunday, any win is a great win if you win in the NFL.
Right.
And-
no question about it. Like, there's this last weekend was the weekend of shitty kickers and
It was
upsets
that on any Sunday.
yeah, this was the on any Sunday of the season.
Yeah, I think if this game upcoming against the Eagles is a great test, then they have the Patriots at home. They should win that one.
Yeah.
And then Chiefs, if they come through those with 3 wins, they're going to you won't hear the commentators anymore saying that they're just a fluky team that played bad teams.
Right.
The Dolphins.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is going to be a big week. We'll get to it here a little bit later, but this is a huge test for both the Dolphins and the Eagles this week. Both of them have.
It could turn into a boat race.
Yeah, it could. It could. All right, so I guess flying through the next. How do we end up?
As far as picks go, like I said, we pushed on Thursday night. We had 4 misses altogether, all on games that we all agreed on. Obviously, Buffalo didn't do well. We all had Atlanta beating Washington. That didn't happen. Chicago, that game was terrible.
Game was bad. When did Fields go out?
First half.
First half.
I didn't send you the TikTok, but I sent it to Rich. It's a. I'll have to show it to you.
It's
after.
like a blooper reel.
It's a blooper reel.
Oh, you're talking about the offensive line?
Yes.
Blocking each other.
They're just like, hey, what's up? Man?
Yeah.
And they're like,
And then there was the one where
they're just waiting for the clock to run out at the end of the day. And they're
fucking-
like, I'm working.
And then there was the one where the both like offense or both sides of the ball, when a ball was live on the ground, neither
stared.
team wanted to actually
Jesus,
get
man.
it. They all fucking failed to pick up the ball until I think it ended up getting knocked out of bounds. But that game was atrocious. That was just a bad game all around.
Yeah.
yeah, that was bad.
Justin Fields, by the way, is out for how long? He's not on IR.
He's not.
Out
He's
yet.
Dislocated
doubtful.
thumb,
He's
yeah.
listed as doubtful currently.
It's his non-throwing thumb, right?
No, it's his right hand.
It's
Oh, it is his
it's
right
his
hand?
throwing hand. It was
Okay.
he was going for a pass and somebody swatted his hand.
Oh, okay.
And I think as they did it, I think they caught his
Hyper
thumb
exaggerated. Okay.
and had dislocated his thumb.
I think that hurts.
And then obviously we missed on San Francisco.
Yeah.
As far as what we got right, Scott, you had 7 correct. Frodo, you had 7 correct, and I had 9 correct.
Damn it.
So that means
So,
you tied it up, right?
huh?
You tied it up, right? Like you're in the.
He's
you're-
already in.
you
I
are
was
already
in the lead. Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as standings, Frodo, you're in last at 47. Scott, you're in the middle at 49, and I'm at 54. So,
dude. This last week was garbage for me for betting, and that plays out in that stat right there.
Yeah.
You know, because when I put my money out there, I usually follow the same line as this, and oh shit, dude, this is the worst week I've had all year. So
the only game I missed on that I didn't agree with you guys, obviously I said we pushed on Thursday night, was Monday Night Football, which Dallas won, but
Yeah.
it was not a pretty win by any means.
They should not have won.
That game was gross as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it was.
There was a lot, like we said, there was a lot of gross games this weekend. A lot of games where teams were heavy favorites and didn't show up.
Yep.
Buffalo.
Seahawks could have won.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe the Seahawks could have won, except they just Geno Smith all over the place. Like good Geno Smith is a guy that won't lose the game for you. Bad Geno Smith is a guy that will lose the game for you.
Yeah, because they only won by 3. Or Cincinnati only won by 3 points.
Right.
But I know of at least 2 picks that Geno threw.
Yeah, he had 2.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was just bad. It was
Yeah.
a bad game on his part and bad decision making, all that stuff. I mean, it was
Clearly
the whole-
wasn't a great game by Cincinnati either.
right, but that was sort of the game that you expected
Yeah.
from Cincinnati, who really has only played very well against the Cardinals
Right.
so far.
Yeah.
So this was again kind of a test for them to go up against a reasonably tough defense, and they struggled. They struggled,
Yeah.
especially in the second half. Burrow struggled a lot. So
Did Jamal Adams play?
yes,
Did he make it through the entire game?
whole game,
Holy
Wow.
shit.
first full game in over a year. So that was exciting. It was a very big deal, and he threw down some hits too. Like he's not shying away from the hits, which
Nice.
I thought maybe he would, because he keeps fucking
Breaking himself?
breaking himself.
As far as parlays went last week, they didn't.
They didn't.
We didn't.
Nobody in the nation hit
No.
parlays.
No.
I
'cause
almost hit that Dolphins one, but also didn't place it in
Yeah,
two.
that was the same. That was the same game parlay.
same game. But yeah, two was like
the two things that I told you I was concerned about on that
two
one.
is yardage. was
Two
what-
is yardage and Tyreek's receptions.
He got 6.
He got 6, and you needed 7.
Yeah.
And Tyreek,
And Tua was-
two was 280 something or 260 something,
300 or something.
and he
Yeah.
needed 300.
300, yeah.
So those were the two things that
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if these are actually going to hit. And
I think if Tyreek hadn't gone out with the cramps and stayed in for that, he would have had another reception.
probably, yeah.
Probably another
Yeah.
reception there.
Yeah, and maybe the yardage you needed.
But
But
I covered
mean,
the yardage.
No, from
For Tua, yeah.
for Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah, you covered yardage across the board as far as what you needed outside of Tua.
And again, they fucking pulled the starters at the fourth quarter, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
But then Mike White put through a pick 6, so.
at least it didn't hit without hitting for
Right,
you.
yeah.
Because that would have pissed you off.
That would have pissed me off, yeah.
Wait, say that again.
Because
I did not follow.
he didn't place it.
I thought I placed
Oh,
it, but it
that's
didn't go
right.
through.
It
or
would have
something.
really sucked if everything would have hit for
Yeah,
that,
if
because
you
that
would've
would have
hit
been a
the
$20 into
hypothetical.
what, 800 or
800
whatever it
bucks,
was.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a good one. Yeah.
So, and the fact that Waddle got the first touchdown, that was the one I was questioning of as far as your anytime touchdowns.
Yeah.
Because that's a pure chance thing. Number one, your team has to win the coin toss, or not let the other team score,
Yeah.
and then your guy that you pick has to be the first one.
No, he had three
I-
anytimes.
I had 3
Oh,
anytimes.
it was
yeah.
anytimes. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought it was
Tyreek, Waddle, Mostert.
Okay, I thought.
And
you,
I was like,
thought you
I'm
were
pretty
saying
sure
that-
Tyreek's going to get one, and I'm pretty sure that Mostert's going to get one.
Yeah.
They both very much did.
And
Yes.
then I had
Uh,
his rushing yardage over,
Yep.
Hill's receiving yardage over.
yep. The only things you didn't hit on were the passing yards and the reception
Receptions,
numbers.
Amanda, are you guys betting? You guys should start betting along with us too, since you're not in a fantasy league.
So,
That'd be fun.
moving into this week,
Yes.
Yeah.
We start off with a kind of dirty, nasty, I don't think I really want to watch it game.
yeah, I mean, the only good thing that New Orleans has going for it right now is the defense.
Yep.
Because the offense has not been fun to watch.
It has not been fun to watch. I'm hoping that a couple of pieces start to click together.
Kamara's
But-
trying,
It's trying.
but the quarterback situation there has not been good. Derek Carr has not been good.
No,
No.
he hasn't been good. Michael Thomas, was he out last week?
No, he was in the game.
Just probably didn't do anything.
Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking that he was actually out. Whatever. So it'll be Raheed.
Shaheed.
Shaheed had himself a game, and I mean, so there are pieces there that I still want, even though the team's not.
I have
doing
to
well.
play Michael Thomas this week
Oh yeah.
because bye weeks or
because you have nobody on your
bye
roster.
weeks and injuries.
Yeah.
Like I had to drop
That person.
Colts QB
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. Normally I would just keep him on my injury because it's in our
on
keeper
IR.
league.
Yeah.
Just hey, I drafted him late. Normally I would keep him,
Yeah.
but because injuries have been plentiful,
Yeah.
and I had 4,
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 I have spots for in my IR,
Right.
but I don't have any more room in that because it's full, and I had other people I needed on my team to fill spots
Ugh.
because I have so many people that are on buys or out right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've had my IR spots filled all season long.
My mind went someplace else. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, the only
You can't fuck me in my IR hole. What are you trying to do?
In real life? Oh, yeah, I can.
the odd thing is the only team that I have not had injury issues is the team that I can't fucking get a win with.
Oh yeah.
Dynasty?
No, I'm doing okay in Dynasty.
$10?
Yeah, no. Bros and Hoes.
Bros and Hoes.
I can't seem to fucking do anything right in that league, and every time I have a good week, I go up against like the second place or the first place scoring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm just getting like shut out every time I have a good
hosed. Yeah.
every time I have a good week.
Yeah.
I'm going up against the next best team.
I was trying to explain this to Ashley that, you really need to, when you're going into the season, right now we should not be focused on, I want to win a championship. What my focus is I want to be in the top 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then set myself up for those games.
Yeah.
Like, all you got to do is make the playoffs. Because she's 1-4 or 1-5 in that league. And she's got a decent team. She's been playing it well, but again, like you, she's just getting kind of hosed.
Yeah.
And I just told her, like, stick with it, like, because she said I'm 1-5, I'm not going to the playoffs, and I was like, yeah, but 6th place is 3-3.
Yeah.
Like,
It doesn't take
It's
you much
not
to get
over
there.
yet.
it's gonna swing
Yeah.
very wildly from here. Like a losing streak and a winning streak, and now all of a sudden you're in 3rd, maybe 2nd, maybe even 1st. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm also 1-5 in that league,
yeah,
and because again, I just can't. I always seem to be going up against one of the top scoring teams.
right,
This week, I have four leagues.
yeah,
I was 3rd place scorer in 3 of them,
Yeah.
and I was 4th place scorer in the other one, and I lost in 2 of those leagues.
yeah.
It's just how fantasy goes.
Yeah, it
Sometimes
is,
you
right.
are the best scoring team in a league, and you are losing
Yep.
because you go against a one team that scores just a few more points than you.
And it can be the shittiest team in the league.
Yeah, but they have
But
a great
just-
week.
They
Throws
just
up
hit,
some
all their
points.
players hit that week.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. The touchdowns go their way and all that stuff, and
Right,
it
yeah.
just
Right.
happens to be the week that you go
George
against
Kittle
them.
puts up 3 touchdowns.
Right.
The only 3 touchdowns
Yeah.
of the season or whatever.
Yeah.
So, what's coming up this next week here?
Jacksonville going
Jacksonville!
to New Orleans. New Orleans is 1-point favorite.
And they're bad.
And they're
I
bad.
think
Yeah.
that this is such a weird.
Well, I think the
Line.
line is because they're unsure whether Trevor Lawrence is going to play or not.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He has
We
an
talked about
MCL
that today. Yeah.
But
Amanda's taking the Saints.
it looks like he is probably going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Take the Jaguars.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville wins this
Yes, I do too.
They'll lean on ETN and if they have to, and
Yeah. What really what it comes down to me is that I think that the offense, that the Saints offense can't keep up with 80% of the Jaguars. offense.
yeah.
So
Who's their backup?
Is it Minshew?
No,
No,
no.
he's
starting.
Indy.
Colts.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't know who their backup is.
don't remember either.
Next up, we have Detroit traveling to Baltimore.
It's part of
Baltimore
my parlay.
is a 3-point favorite.
Right now, you already know Frodo and I's take on this
Correct.
one. What is your take on this one?
This is going to be one of those. Is the streak going to continue? A lot of people are talking about Detroit being the best team right now.
Right.
And every time that
Well, they're 5-1.
right, and every time a team has been talked about as being the best team, the next week they lose.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, San Francisco is 5-1. Philadelphia is 5-1.
KC is 5-1.
KC is
Miami
5-1.
is 5-1.
Miami is 5-1, and
The Lions.
the Lions are
Yeah.
5-1. And by the way, their one loss is to the Seahawks. Like they probably should have won that game.
Yeah.
And like, I
But
love my
again,
Seahawks,
it's that type of thing where they just can't seem to get a win against that team.
so.
Certain teams have
Wait, I wasn't listening. Chicago, you're going to take Chicago, huh? In this game. All right, so
certain teams have those certain teams that are just kryptonite to them.
yeah. So Detroit Ravens, Baltimore Ravens, not Chicago Ravens,
At Baltimore, right?
at Baltimore.
At Baltimore,
And Baltimore is favored by 3 points.
favored by 3. I'm gonna take Baltimore.
You're taking Baltimore.
I am
So
taking
Frodo
Baltimore.
and I actually have this game as part of our parlays this week.
Yep.
We
But
both
we're
like
all-
the Lions.
Damn right.
Yeah, I believe in this Lions team, man, and I don't believe in the Ravens.
The Ravens are one of those weird teams where they look like they have all the pieces, but none of the pieces fire at the same time.
Yeah,
Like it's either the defense is great one day and the offense stinks. Lamar Jackson's playing out of his mind. Receivers have bricks for hands. Like
Yeah.
it just is one way or
yeah,
another.
you see Mark Andrews drop balls all of a
Yeah.
sudden, and
There's just something about the Ravens
they're not clicking right now.
that, yeah,
Lonnie
The
and
Lions
Amanda
are.
both take the Lions on this one.
That's fine.
So Rick is on a mega island.
That's fine.
Yeah, he didn't.
I don't care.
Not even an island; it's an atoll.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm
That's me, thank
I'm
you.
going off of the streak that has happened all year.
Yeah,
Every time a team starts getting talked about as being the best or one of the best teams, starts getting the press.
yeah.
They end up losing the following week.
So
That's
they're
why I'm
starting
actually-
to get the press, and yet you're still underdogs.
Vegas books, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
like there's still. Hi, Dawson.
Yeah, it's
This is alcohol, not Mountain Dew. Yeah.
next up. This is an interesting one for me. We have Buffalo traveling to New England.
Yeah.
oh my
I don't
God.
like this one for the exact reason that you don't like this one.
Buffalo has not been playing well.
They've played one game well.
Yes.
the Dolphins game.
Yes.
Yes. And then they played the week before that. I think they played well because they went
play the Commanders. Yeah.
Yeah. But they had a really bad game week 1, and
Yeah.
then they had a really good game week 2 and week 3.
Raiders and Commanders, and then week 4 against the Dolphins.
Yeah, and then 5 and 6 were awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
5 they went to Jacksonville, or they went to London.
London.
Um,
Go down like London.
And
London.
lost, and then they played the Giants and
Should have lost.
should have lost.
So Bills are favored by 9 in New England. And
And New England's been terrible.
New England has been
Terrible.
So bad. Looks like one of the worst teams in the league.
Yes,
And-
like people are now talking about Bill Belichick needs to be fired.
Yeah.
Right.
J.C. Jackson, once he came over from the Chargers, he looked good last week. That offense is absolute fucking dog water. We thought last year's Matt Patricia led offense was bad.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's in Mac Jones's head or whatever it was, but
Probably in his throwing arm.
then yeah. Well, and then Malik
And
Cunningham comes in
mechanics
and
and
promptly
head.
turns the ball over. So I mean, it's just not okay. So I'm not gonna say I'm not happy to see them fucking just absolutely the dumpster of the league,
Yeah.
but
I think Buffalo wins this game. I don't like the 9 points.
Neither
don't
do
think that-
I.
I'm taking the Patriots.
Yeah,
Plus
I-
9.
I'm-
Because it's the divisional game, because it's the Bills that have not been playing well, and I totally believe that the Patriots are going to suck ass.
Yeah.
And yet somehow keep the game close.
Josh Allen's is going to keep the game close because he's going to fucking turn the ball over. That's how they keep this game close.
The one good thing about the Bills, Stephon Diggs always has good numbers.
Yeah.
Right.
Always.
Right. Feed the beast.
Yeah.
Rich and I were talking about this at lunch when you couldn't join.
Real quick,
us.
are we
Now
all-
you guys
are
are,
we all
going
taking-
on dates too?
You were invited.
You
Go
were
fuck
invited.
yourself.
You fucking bailed. We could have had a meat three-way, but no.
Oh my god, I just came.
Are we all taking New England?
Yes. We were talking about different.
But Amanda's taking the Bills.
And
Yeah, she also took Chicago.
and Rich had a good
When we weren't talking about Chicago.
that any Shanahan tree coach, you never see wide receiver drama on their teams. You don't see wide receiver drama on, even though you have like big personalities on the Niners. You don't see it on what was the other team?
The Rams.
The Rams. You don't see it on in Green Bay, and you don't see it in Miami. For all the fucking studs they got there, everyone just like, hey, we want to win the game. Like,
Yeah, they all have that
Everybody in
mindset.
Miami gets the ball anyway. 'Cause
Yeah.
everybody. So that's like wide receivers a couple of years ago.
But
now.
I mean, at the
they
same
are
time,
the
though,
Oprah of touchdowns.
at the same time, though, Waddle wasn't getting a lot of work
Yeah.
through a few parts of this.
right.
but you never heard a single thing from
Yeah,
him. It's
I
just-
mean, for a couple of games, Barrios was getting more work than Waddle was.
Right.
yeah.
And Waddle was active.
Yeah.
So, like, you would think Waddle's a pretty big name at this point.
Yeah. So your point is that they're not.
So
yes,
they-
yes. We did
they-
have the chimichurri grilled cheese again.
That they bought into. Yes, I'm fine giving it to Hill. That they drink the Kool-Aid. The team is more important than their individual stats. Yeah, like Hill wants that 2,000 yards, but guess what? If he gets 2,000 yards, the Dolphins are probably fucking winning a lot of games.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Josh Allen's playing worse now because fucking Diggs and
Diggs has been
Diggs drama.
shipping off. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is playing worse with the drama with AJ Brown. Like,
I'm really interested to see how the Julio Jones acquisition
he won't play this
goes
week.
for that team. I'm not saying that he
Yeah.
will, but I'm saying that's another big mouth defeat as far as that goes.
I don't think it is. I think this is a veteran hire. I think they brought somebody in.
for goal line, like jump ball, maybe.
More so than that, I think they brought his brain in. I think that's what they're bringing it in for. They've got Devontae Smith. They've got some guys that are struggling.
But he's been a diva type receiver too, though.
He's also been sitting at home on the couch,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
you know, and they're going to pay him a couple million to come in and take 20% of the snaps and hopefully rub off on some of these guys.
Yeah.
That's my call. I don't think. I mean, he obviously says that he's not. He came out saying that he's not going to be a depth piece. That he's coming into play.
Yeah.
But and maybe he is. And 70% of what Julio Jones was.
I'm just
is still pretty
curious.
Good.
I'm just curious how that's going to work in a team that's already had issues in the passing game.
Yeah, and I think the issues have more to do with, and maybe this is a timing thing, but I think more to do with Hurts than the receivers. The receivers aren't fucking up too much.
I'm not
Hurts is
saying they
missing-
are, but
missing
like
some guys, and
AJ was pissed a few weeks ago because he wasn't getting the
he was
ball
just
enough.
getting targets.
Yeah.
In
He
a
wasn't
game
even
that-
getting targets.
That's what I mean. Is he wasn't getting any of the targets, and
Right.
so and then they started giving him the targets, and it feels like that team needs to figure out how to use their entire offense again.
Yeah.
Like,
It just feels disjointed.
yeah,
It's not cohesive.
Yeah.
It honestly, it feels like if they're not doing the brotherly shove at least 5 or 6 times in a game, they're not happy.
Yeah. I like the tush push. I'm all about the tush push. I don't like the brotherly shove. I think that's clever from Philly. Tush push is just so much more fun.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Okay. Well, fucking, what game are we on right now?
We were still discussing things, but
Yeah.
moving on to the next one, we have Cleveland traveling to Indianapolis.
Yes. This
Yeah.
is an interesting one.
Cleveland, who is historically at this point the most dominant defense since like 1971 at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
In terms of what?
Yardage allowed.
Yardage allowed. Okay.
Yep. And they haven't been playing slouch teams by any means.
No, they haven't. Who did they play last week?
The Niners.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're pretty good though.
Yeah. They have allowed 1,002 yards through 6 games.
Goddamn. That is a really good stat.
It's a very good stat.
You really like that stat if you're the Browns. Okay.
And you know me, I don't like the Browns.
You don't like the Browns. You fucking hate the Browns.
But when you have a defense that is playing this well,
You and I love defenses. We love defenses.
you can't argue with what they're doing. I mean, that defense straight shut the Niners down. They did exactly what they needed to do. They have really good corners, which allows enough time for their really good linebackers and linemen to get pressure on a quarterback.
Yeah, and we were talking about this last week where I thought for sure, pee on your hands a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah.
Mushrooms are coming in nice out there.
Yeah, I know.
But you picked exactly what Lonnie, you picked exactly what he's picking. He's picking Cleveland. He says that she loves picking the opposite of what you pick,
Yeah,
but while picking your team.
that's true.
That you're just going chin deep on. Just, anyway, so, yeah.
I'm not saying anything about the offense.
Right. The offense, by the way, Deshaun Watson is still not practicing. He is questionable to practice this week. And he makes that team better, not good. And he doesn't love Cleveland.
No,
That's true.
I don't. But I do think they're going to win this game.
Yeah. And you think they're going to win by 3 points or more, huh?
Yeah. I also, this goes along with my stat on Gardner Minshew. He's a great one-game starter.
Yeah.
He was terrible this last game.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Like, very, very bad.
Yeah.
So I think Cleveland's defense is going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take Browns.
That's what my pick was going to be. Is
Yeah,
Browns.
we still don't like Deshaun Watson.
No, I hate Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I'm honestly fine if he doesn't play ever again.
Or dies. Next up, we got the Raiders traveling to Chicago to play the maybe Justin
Another
Fields.
blooper game,
Another blooper game. Yeah. Did you
This
get a new
is
phone?
no.
which
Oh, I can say you had a different case on, I think, because I didn't know you had a white phone.
It's the same one I've
is
had.
there any status update on Jimmy G?
He is fragile.
True.
I don't think he's practicing. He was,
And he was taken to the hospital from the game.
yeah. It said it was, I think, week to week maybe, because what he avoided serious injury, and they never really said what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
I think he got his feelings hurt, maybe.
So, I mean, as of right now, I would assume that Hoyer is going to be the backup,
I'd probably.
or going to be the starter. I know that they have Aiden
McConnell.
No, that's the
Aiden
Lions
McConnell
guy.
Yeah.
is the rookie that they have.
O'Doyle rules. That's it.
But I assume that it will be Hoyer again this week.
Latest surrounding Raiders QB.
No. You guys go ahead and keep going.
Yep.
I'll read this.
Justin Fields isn't going to play, and
Yeah, we're pretty sure he's not going to play.
Josh McDaniels is
He's so
fucking garbage.
bad.
Just stay coordinator.
Yeah.
Just stay coordinator because you do good. You have success at that. You suck as a head coach, like just blatantly. And only reason you won last week is because fucking Patriots sucked worse than you did. This game, I have no idea what to pick. What's the line? 3, 2?
3 for the Raiders. And Chicago has their what is the quarterback's name that's in place? Baggins?
Baggins?
Babbitt?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Babbitt, I think.
Yeah,
is
it's
his
Babbitt.
Yeah, give me the Raiders.
Chicago's blocking themselves. I mean,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, O'Connell rules.
I don't. This game's not gonna. This game I will not be watching.
No.
Garoppolo is still questionable. There's not a lot of information on it right now. It's a back injury of some kind, and no, I'm not taking the Bears. I'm taking the Raiders.
Yeah. The Bears tried to look productive
The Bears.
on Thursday 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they looked good.
And then this last week, whether it was all Justin Fields going out or whatever it was, they looked awful.
If it's Justin Fields, it's the Raiders and the Bears that we're talking about right now. The Raiders are 3-point favorites, and we're all taking the Raiders. If it's Justin Fields that was really starting to click there, then I feel really bad for this team and this offense, or in this this fan base.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons, who are hopefully going to use Bijan again.
And they finally used Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, they've started to pass.
Yeah, they started to pass a little bit, and then they forgot that Bijan.
What if they know that you can pass and run in the same game?
In fact, if you have a running back like Bijan, you can actually pass to him.
Yeah.
Even
behind his back.
But instead, they're choosing to put Algier out there, who I do like. He's just not Bijan Robinson.
Yeah.
So the Falcons are 2.5-point underdogs in Tampa Bay when against the Buccaneers. Rick, who are you taking on this one? What do you feel like? Do you love that Baker Mayfield?
Well, Baker got hurt, so I don't know if Baker's actually going to play.
Yeah.
Baker got hurt towards the end of last game, and he's listed as
No, thank you.
he's listed as questionable.
We got to be more organized about injury reports before we come into the show here, man.
I knew Baker was hurt
But you
So
didn't say it at the beginning of the show.
because it wasn't that big. For fantasy-wise, it's not that important.
I don't know. I'm fucking starting. Who am I starting this week? Desmond Ridder.
Ooh.
honestly, I don't
could
hate
start
it right
Baker,
now
but-
because he's actually been passing the ball.
Yeah,
Except
right.
for last week, yeah. They just got
He
their
still
ass
had a
kicked.
decent game though.
Yeah. But wasn't it it was his hand?
I think it was his hand.
He like hit it in the helmet or something like that?
Left hand, yeah. So it's his non-throwing hand.
Top of his left hand.
My initial leaning is Tampa Bay is going to win this game.
Same here. I don't think that this is going to be.
Especially if Baker plays. I think that Tampa Bay is plenty stout enough to
Yeah.
win this game. I know they got kind of worked by the Lions, but
But the Lions, we think, are pretty good.
Yeah.
And yeah. I'm taking Buccaneers as well. Looks like Lonnie is taking Bucks too. He's taking the BUCCSs.
This is one of those like weird games where I'm not sure which way to go just because of where the line's at.
well,
Yeah,
you
it's a
could go on an
good-
island here, and it's a close game.
And
Yeah, Ritter Island though is a very scary place to be at.
Bijan Island doesn't seem
No,
as scary,
Bijan's like going to Maui.
but you're also on Pitt Island.
Yeah. Those islands sound like hey, I'm going vacation on Alcatraz. Yeah, give me Tampa Bay.
I thought you were gonna go Falcons.
I almost
Be on
did,
the
but
island.
I'm like,
Falcon Punch.
Falcon Punch. The Washington Commies
which looked better with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
are going to New York to play the Giants at a 10 a.m. game finally. Thank God. Giants, get the fuck out of prime time. You do not deserve to be there. Commies are 2.5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, Howell played well last week. So,
But the week before that, he played terrible.
yes. But the Giants also help people look good. Except for last week, they made Josh Allen
That's
look
what
bad.
I'm saying.
Or
It's
Josh
like-
Allen made himself look bad. I don't know.
The Giants' defense is underrated. They have been playing well. The problem is they have to play too much.
Yeah.
The games that Washington should be winning, they don't, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is why I almost want to say that I'm picking the Giants.
I'm taking the Giants on this one.
That's how I'm leaning right now.
This
because
is part of my parlay, so I'm taking Washington because that defensive front is going to fuck the shit up out of that offensive line.
I want to say I agree, but
What?
we have seen these games where when Washington looks like, hey, this is a slam dunk win for them, they come out and they look just terrible like they did against the Bears.
But they always play divisional components really strong.
Yeah, this is going to be a weird game. This is actually going to be
I'm putting you on an island here,
a
Frodo.
watchable
I will be on
dog
an
water
island.
game.
Dog water.
Yeah, I don't. This is going to be an interesting one. I've got too much invested in Saquon Barkley for him not to do well soon. He did exactly what I hoped he would do this last week, which was put up a good, solid baseline. He wasn't doing anything great. I didn't need him doing anything great because he was the only guy. But I need him to start picking that up. Next up, we got the Cardinals coming to Seattle.
Yeah.
This spread, I fucking hate.
It's a hair too big.
7.5 point
It's
spread.
4 points too much. 4.5 points too much.
Like 5 or 6 to 6.5. I'd
It's
feel a
just
lot
like
more
we
comfortable.
talked about divisional games.
And the
However-
Cardinals and the Seahawks and the
It was a 7-point game last week, and the Rams beat them by like 20.
yeah.
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 I'm gonna take Sea Chickens.
I'm doing this because I need the bounce back. I need the Seahawks to bounce back, so I'm going the Seahawks. And I need them to put up a dominant performance. If this was in Arizona, I'd take Arizona.
So Seattle is they have 2 losses. They lost this last week, obviously.
Yeah, Bengals and Rams.
Rams, that was the other team.
Yep. Which, in retrospect, I'm not too upset about losing that. That was a winnable game, but the Rams have been much better than anticipated.
Yeah.
Not good,
Just better.
but
Much
better.
Yeah. They're still 3-3.
They're playing everybody super tough.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm taking the Seahawks. Frodo, you're taking the Seahawks.
Yep.
Rick,
I
are you going Cards?
no. I've gone the Cards once this year, and it burnt me.
Yeah,
I'm going Seattle.
yeah. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba. The talk is he's going to get some more targets. The targets have been trending up.
I would like that because I have him on a bench on 2 different leagues
Yeah.
because he's been basically unplayable.
I'm
Yeah.
starting him this week. I'm going to go ahead and play him. His baseline seems to be creeping up to the wide receiver 3.
The good thing is Arizona likes to let your position players get good stats,
8 yards, man.
except if your name is Puka Nacua.
Yeah.
If your name is Puka Nacua, you're going to have your worst week of the season against them.
But if
Yeah.
your name's Cup, you did well.
That was about it, though.
Yeah.
Seahawks here. I don't like the 7.5 point spread. I don't have any money on this game.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel confident.
Like I could see it being Seahawks are winning the game, but it could be like a 5 or 7 point win.
Honestly, this is the type of game that Seahawks will lose too. You know, this is a classic shitty team that always plays us tough, comes into our stadium, fucking.
And do
lose.
they get a little bump that Kyler's practicing?
Yeah,
Like-
right. I mean, I would say no because it's the Halloween, event.
I'm surprised he's playing. He's practicing.
Well, it's
Well,
because it's probably Warzone 2 and it's not
They
as great.
activated him.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he's been activated.
gave
yeah,
him a
doesn't
20
mean, yeah.
They gave him a
Deshaun
21.
Watson was cleared.
Yeah.
But he hasn't played because he wants to play Call of Duty probably.
No, he's
And
like
tummy sticks.
No, he's probably like Massage Tycoon or something like that.
Massage Tycoon. This is a terrible game.
Bill Cosby
That's hilarious.
Simulator.
That's hilarious.
Steelers are going to the Rams. Again, speaking of tough playing Rams, they're projected to win this game by
And
3 points.
I think they are because fucking Canada is the offensive coordinator for the Steelers is fucking horrible.
And it's not a divisional game, and they're not the underdog.
Did anyone see the kicker? We walking. He's like, yeah,
Yes.
celebrate because of you.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't see this.
the place kicker.
Yeah.
Was it Bagwell or I forget?
Boswell.
Boswell.
It's the actual kicker.
Yeah, the actual kicker, and he was. You see Matt Canada like cheering. He's like, yeah, clap because they're not cheering because of you.
Yeah.
Nice. God damn, dude.
Fuck, like
But
their kickers like
They're
giving me
not
shit.
going away from Canada. They just
No.
recently came out and
They
said
doubled
that
down.
there's no change. There's not going to be a change.
Does he
Who
have
do I-
dirt on somebody?
Maybe.
Who do I trade Najee for? You can't cut him.
Yeah.
Am I trading for a kicker at this point? Like
Can you get Puka
maybe.
No.
with cutback? You don't think you can get Puka?
If you had Puka, would you trade him? Would you, if somebody offered you Najee, would you take it?
I need one. Like
even in a world where you don't have running backs, would you
Don't
take?
have running backs. They're all fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. Even in that world, would you take Najee in place of Puka?
No.
No.
I wouldn't.
you,
You're right.
I have him
I'd
in a
take
couple spots.
JSN.
You need him.
All right, that'd be a good
Yeah.
one. Najee and JSN. Couple of upside trades.
Yeah, but if you had JSN, you wouldn't trade for Najee.
I'd probably trade for Najee with JSN.
But
Yeah.
I think if you have him, we're not close to the trade deadline yet for fantasy, but he
I don't
needs
believe in
one.
trade deadlines until you get to the playoffs.
We need one solid week, and then you fucking try to sell him off, get him off.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to have a good week and
Yeah.
then dump.
Where he
him.
falls into the end zone twice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got an efficiency of like 2 yards per carry
Yeah.
and 2 touchdowns. or
and
something
and,
like
and
that.
it's not because of talent. It's fucking the whole scheme of the offense sucks.
It's
Yeah,
gross.
they're all bad.
Frymuth is back.
The Muth and Luth.
Yeah. Which
feel like
is
you're making fun of me.
at
No,
least
sorry, no.
at least is
kidding.
entertaining because you get to yell Muth.
Yes. Yeah. And
Just like anytime anything happens with Kyle Juszczyk, you get to yell juice.
juice. Yeah, right. There's something about making that U sound, I guess. I don't know.
It just
else?
works well.
Is there anybody else in the league that we get to do that for?
I saw a thing where how he got the nickname Juice.
Yeah.
It was his in college when he was a freshman on the team. The senior tight end was going like as they were doing their like tight end room stuff. He like read his name off and he goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to do that. You're Juice now."
Yeah, I'm not gonna read
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he was
nice.
like Kyle Juice
Juice
check, and he was like
Juice.
Juice check.
Juice, yeah.
And he's like, "No, you're just Juice now."
Yeah, you.
And that's what stuck. That,
Yeah.
Like from that moment on, he was just Juice.
He was Juice. That's good. I
Some
mean,
of
hell.
how I lost my name and then gained one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All because somebody said it was a hobbit hole.
I said a hobbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, the underneath the office, Jordan was wanting me to get under there. I was like, I don't want to go in the hobbit hole. And he's like, get in there, Frodo. And it just fucking stuck.
Yeah. Officer
then-
Farva.
Yeah. Yeah. Leader Cola.
Okay, so Steelers, Rams.
Rams.
Rick, who are you gonna take?
Yeah, the Rams. I
I'm
mean,
taking the Rams. I don't want to. I didn't want to be on the same side as all of us, but fuck, dude, you got to.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really fun game, I think,
Yeah.
because both of these teams have not been playing up to their potential.
Yeah.
The Chargers are going to the Chiefs. Chiefs are 5.5-point favorites. And what's up, Mason?
I bet he likes turtles.
Yeah.
He does like turtles. Do turtles breathe out their butts? I feel like I heard that once.
Probably.
They
Or is
could.
that frogs?
No, I think it's turtles. I've heard it with turtles too.
I've heard of the turtles.
Okay, so
This game is
This game, it's one of the higher over-unders.
the good thing about this is statistically, Herbert plays the Chiefs really, really well.
Yes.
He doesn't generally win the games, but he generally plays them very, very well. Of course, that's a Chargers thing.
That's a Chargers thing.
Even when they play really, really well, they don't win the game.
They don't win games.
Yeah, they find a way to charger it up.
Yeah. So this one is. I'm surprised that this isn't a Sunday night game. Oh wait, no.
There's a reason.
Yeah, it's 'cause
Miami and Philly.
I was thinking you guys were Monday night.
No.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, the 49ers and Vikings seemed like that would have been a better game. This is a good rounding off the week. Maybe do a double Monday night game.
Nah.
So anyway, Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs 5.5-point favorites. I don't love either of this side. So I'm going to let you guys decide. And if you guys are on the same, then I'm going to go the opposite.
Sorry. Oof. I am taking the Chargers.
I'm honestly, I'm leaning the Chargers here as well.
I want the points.
Just because the Chargers can put up points, and KC has not been.
Hold up, though. Nicole Hardman's back. So...
Even when he was there, it didn't mean shit.
Honestly,
he could end up being their number one receiver.
he legit could.
Yeah.
He knows the offense.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's coming into an offense he has to learn. He knows the offense.
Yeah.
So he could go right in and be the number one receiver this week outside of Travis
Not
Kelce,
named
obviously.
Kelce.
Yeah.
Which the bad thing about that is I have Rashid Rice
Yeah.
that I'm playing, who has been
Producing.
the best
That
receiver
role.
on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
team,
Yeah.
which now is Miko going to come in and fuck that up.
A little bit, but probably not this week. So
Yeah.
if you have to start Rice
I
this
have
week.
to start it this week.
Yeah, of course
I
you
have
do.
to.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the Chiefs then, and I don't feel great about either of those. Like I said, I think that this is gonna be more of a.
It's a divisional game.
And
and-
these guys, they're always playing each other close.
And Chiefs just don't put anyone away.
No, they never put anybody away. So yeah, I don't. I mean, this is gonna be a fun game to watch.
unless
that
you're
one's not.
Unless you're the Bears and it's the first game that Taylor Swift comes to.
Yeah, fuck.
True that.
That's gross.
Yeah. Next up is you get the Packers going to the Broncos, and nobody's gonna watch.
Have the Packers been a 1-point game every week this year?
Does feel like
Yeah.
Like it's been super.
right because they're not good and they're not horrible.
And the
Right.
Broncos are underdogs at home.
They're underdogs at home against a not good Packers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Packers
God.
who don't have a good defense and don't have a good offense.
I think that this is a game. Well, it all depends on how Love plays,
Yeah.
because you see times where Love looks like a really competent, decent quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have other ones where he's throwing the ball at the ground.
Yeah.
Like literally just throwing the ball at the ground.
Yeah.
Or where he tries to take the ball before it's handed to him and runs into his line.
Yeah.
It's okay. Its controller died.
Basically,
Controller
yeah.
died. Yeah. This one to me feels like the Broncos can win every game they're in, should win most games they're in, and never win.
I can tell you I don't want to watch this game.
I don't want to watch this game at all. I won't watch this game, but I am going to pick the Broncos here.
I feel like it's a Broncos win.
It feels like they
Is both Aaron Jones back and
AJ Dillon?
Christian Watson?
Oh, Christian Watson, I think, is back.
Is Aaron Jones back? Because I know
I don't
they
know.
were on bye last week.
I don't know because was it
Weren't they?
Robinson or Fournette came in to talk to him, or I can't remember what. I'm taking Green Bay on it.
Yeah, they were on bye last week, so I'm pretty sure Aaron Jones is probably back this week.
Yeah, give me Green Bay. I just don't believe in anything that is happening in Denver besides
nothing. I don't believe
them
in anything.
shitting
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bed. They'll find a new way. Like, I really believe that they'll find a new way to make themselves look like shit.
Yeah. I saw somebody. Maybe it was Annie Agar, whatever, however you
Yeah.
say her name.
We know. Yeah.
Sounds like I heard her say that we might need to be giving Drew Brees more credit. Yeah, that might be what we need to be doing here, guys. Why this is not.
Yeah, it's not bringing up your password.
It's I'm gonna say Green Bay wins. I'm changing. I'm gonna say Green Bay wins this game.
Yeah.
Yep. So you said Green Bay as well, right?
Yeah. Scott's just all up on that Russell Wilson dick.
Yep.
Yeah. Love that Russell Wilson dick. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Well, I know that this game's split. Sunday Night Football. Miami travels to Philadelphia.
Yeah, this one's really interesting to me. I thought you were just like plugging your ears for a second. No, I was just getting them cleared out so that way you could really make sure that you hear what I'm about to say. The Dolphins are obviously a great team. The Eagles are a team that should be great. I think that this is going to be a really important game for both teams in terms of defining who they're going to be moving into the second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
If the Dolphins come in here and put up 40 points against the Eagles, then you know that these guys are gunning for a Super Bowl. Like you better get out of their way.
Yep.
This is gonna happen.
They had a fluke game against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. It was as much of a fluke for Buffalo as it was for Miami.
Right.
And
Especially if Buffalo doesn't play well against New
Yeah.
England.
right. So the Eagles, they have played a lot of games. They've won a lot of games that were ugly, and they've won them in different ways throughout the season. And I'm wondering if the Dolphins have what it takes to get punched in the mouth a couple of times and then still put up.
Yeah.
The one thing Frodo did point out, on paper and so far through the year, the Jets O-line has not been great.
Jets O-line?
Yes.
Okay.
And they owned the Philadelphia defensive line
And Jalen
almost
Carter's
the
not
entire
supposed to
week,
play.
and that was one of their big things was the Eagles' defensive line,
Right.
and the fact that they are dominating across the board.
And that's like
But they got worked. I mean, Jalen
Yeah.
Carter got worked.
Jalen Carter was out in that game,
Oh, was he?
and he's probably going to be out this
Okay.
game. And they're not
So
sure.
maybe that's part of the reason.
And they're not sure if Darius Slay is going to be in either. So you're down your number one corner. You're down one of your best ends. I mean, the whole defense is pretty talented. But that's the
they have
key.
taken a few injuries this
Yeah,
year.
that
so-
is the
Yeah.
and that's. I was listening to who was it? God, what team was I listening to? Oh, is Ancho. He was talking about. Are you worried about the Eagles or whatever? That last year everything clicked, everything went right. They were one of the healthiest teams outside of when Jalen Hurts got hurt, but they had already pretty much cinched shit up at that point.
Yeah, they had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But majority of everyone played all 17 games.
Yeah.
That's not the case this year. Lane Johnson is a game time decision.
Yep.
That's going to be bad because after he went out, who hasn't let a sack happen on him, he hasn't been responsible for a sack since 2021.
2017. I think it was 2017.
Something fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, dude.
instantly when they came out, the backup Hurts was getting hit. So
Yeah.
the pass rush is getting better for Miami, and I think Jalen Phillips is going to be back there. The key to this game is if Philly can get hit Tua or get him rushed, because there's not a lot of time from the snap to when that ball's coming out.
Right.
And if you disrupt it, Bills know it a lot better than I think like the rest of the league is.
Yeah.
And you just have to think that that's everyone's kind of still discrediting the Dolphins. It's kind of one of those like wounded dog with Philly because they lost a game they shouldn't have lost, and Miami coming in with a chip on their shoulder like, hey, we're for fucking real. Like, we're just gonna put our head to the grindstone and get the fucking work done.
Right. And I think part of the Dolphins' problem is actually a PR perspective because it's so fun. The Dolphins are fucking fun. Like their Madden cheat codes all over the place. Their head coach is one of the funniest goddamn guys in the world.
Yeah.
And Wilkins.
Oh, Christian Wilkins,
Christian
yeah.
Wilkins
Just
is
talking shit.
just my favorite fucking player out there.
Yeah.
And so there's sort of this not frat boy, because that brings on too much of a Gronk idea,
Yeah.
but like a boys club, like everybody's hanging out and having a good time, which is I think a great way to go into a lot of games, to have fun with this game, play loose, play flexible, and so it's gonna be a matter of, I think whoever gets out to a strong start is going to have the best chance at winning this game, because the Eagles playing from behind, I think if the Eagles have to play from behind, they're gonna be okay. I think if the Dolphins play from behind, it's going to put a little too much pressure on the wrong people on the Dolphins, and so
I'm going with the Dolphins in the sense that I honestly think that the Eagles are gonna have an issue with the speed. With the injuries that they have going on their defense, I think they're gonna have an issue going with the speed.
everybody's got an issue going with the speed
Exactly.
against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that it's a 2.5 point spread. I'm surprised that this isn't just a straight pick'em game. Like, I'm taking the 2.5 point spread, but really what I'm saying
I think
is,
it's because it's in Philly,
yeah,
which is not an easy place to play.
No,
it's not.
hard.
No, because you're gonna get hit in the head with beer bottles and
Yeah.
shit, and
They don't give a fuck.
they don't give a fuck around there.
But yeah,
I don't know that I'd want to be a Miami fan in that.
I wouldn't
stadium.
go watch a game there. No. Rich was saying that he was on Mostert was on McAfee, and he was asking him about Tua and his leadership skills, and I forget what she said. Like he said he's the hardest working person there.
Yeah, like he's always
That Tua?
like,
Yeah.
Tua is like he wants to learn, he wants to get better in every way. He's
Yeah.
willing to take the criticism, he's willing to take any advice you can give him.
Right.
Like Mostert's basically saying he's 100% the leader in the locker room.
Yeah.
And that he has everybody's full support.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good for a kid who's been
Dumped
Kind of
on.
knocked around
Yeah,
for a
knocked
lot of
around.
his career.
physically
Physically, yes.
and in the press.
Yeah.
You know, he's been questioned, he's been dogged quite a bit, and
I think if the game starts off first couple series that Dolphins somehow come out and stop the Eagles to like 3 points or something, and they go down and punch them in the mouth twice with touchdowns, it's going to get Philly off their game. They're gonna start getting pressured. And one thing with Jalen Hurts is you don't want him to be rushed, because then he starts making really bad decisions.
this year he has
This
for
year,
sure. And
It could turn into a situation, honestly, either way, similar to how the Niners and the Cowboys went.
Yeah.
Where one team, oh hey, they got a touchdown, but oh hey, we got a fumble when they were trying to go for their second one, and so you think, okay, no, they're going to come back, and then it just falls apart.
Yep.
And then one team is just able to get all of the momentum,
right.
and that's kind of
This
how
could be-
that's what happened with the Bills.
That's what I feel like that's what I'm saying, is that it feels like the Dolphins are a momentum based team.
Yeah.
And when they're knocked back, they're knocked back. And the Eagles have shown the resiliency, even if it's ugly, they're winning
That's
some
true.
of these games. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, is that depending on who comes out,
The nice thing is it's easy to get momentum back when you have guys on your team that can easily run a
that
76-yard
can just-
touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
You could do a literally a bubble screen, and they're fucking
You guys remember watching the
4 or 5 of them are gone.
Remember the 49ers and or Dolphins game that we went to? You remember
Yeah.
how that opening
That started,
play
yeah.
was just fucking phenomenal? Mm-hmm. And then somehow it
Yeah.
got out of hand for the Dolphins, and
Tua didn't play great. He missed
Yeah.
those. We saw Jeff Wilson down the sideline, was wide open, would have been a touchdown. And
yeah, I've been seeing a lot of there's a lot of shitty every play somebody's open, but
Yeah.
but the reason is because the play is not designed necessarily for that person.
Yeah.
Whatever, so on and so forth. When it comes to Tua, there are maybe 5 teams in the league that would rather have their quarterback over Tua. Maybe 5. You've got Mahomes, Herbert, you've got Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow,
Lamar.
Lamar.
Anybody else?
Purdy, probably.
No, I don't think so. I think yes, I
Tua
get
would
it.
excel in that offense, but
Yeah.
My point is that I think everybody would excel in that offense. I do like Purdy. I'm still on board with Purdy, but Purdy heads up with Tua. Nah, I'm taking Tua.
and the key to that offense that Tua fits perfectly, and I don't care if someone's like, oh, he's like a system quarterback. He fucking excels in that system.
Great.
It's because his,
Okay,
his
like that's an insult.
right, right.
It's a-
His
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm
I
really
hate-
only good when I
Right.
when I have the
I
best
hate
tools.
the
Yeah.
fucking thing of talking about a system quarterback because
that's the point. You put a
it's not-
system in place.
yeah, like as a head coach, you have a system that you put in place to make your team the best possible way.
Hey,
was
this
watching-
isn't college ball
Right.
where the quarterback has to come in and fit the coach's system.
Tom Brady was a system quarterback. He was
Right.
part of the Belichick system.
Yeah.
Right. And
And
Tom Brady will
he
go
was
down
really
as
good.
the greatest
Greatest.
quarterback of all
He
time.
was really good,
In that system.
and I'm not saying that he's not really good in any aspect, but he was really good in that system.
You put Tom Brady in the Ravens system, he's
Not-
going to do
not-
dog shit.
yeah. Yeah.
But-
It's not built for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So why am I
McDaniel?
forgetting his name? The coach.
Mike McDaniel.
Harbaugh.
Harbaugh.
What Harbaugh is going to do in Baltimore if he's got Tom Brady is change the system
Yeah.
To fit Tom
to
Brady.
match Tom Brady.
They built the team around Lamar.
yeah.
I mean, that's what
Because
you do.
Lamar is a system quarterback.
Right.
They're all system quarterbacks. If they're not a system quarterback, then they're not a good quarterback.
Right.
I was watching Tim Jenkins. He does Tua Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And I subscribed to his Patreon. He broke some other stuff down on there, and he was talking about for Tua year one with McDaniel and some of the similar plays. You can see him hitch the ball a little bit and hold on to it a little longer because the anticipation was still there, but not where it was. And apparently, like Tua had Hill, Waddle, and a bunch of guys in the offseason privately. He was like, hey, we're working every day to do this, and they were out throwing balls and working on shit
Yeah.
left and right. And it was a couple of the passes that was literally Tua's letting the ball go before Hill has even turned out of the break and hasn't even looked.
Right.
And he's throwing it to a spot.
You see that in the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of time where Tua's fully let go of the ball before Tyreek Hill's even made his turn
His
Yeah.
final cut. And
has not even, I mean, he's still full sprint looking at the defender. He's not even turned around. He has no idea where the ball is at this
Right.
point in time, other than he knows the ball's coming to him.
right, he
and-
knows that I need to be here and looking over my shoulder if the ball's coming to me.
Yeah.
And I'm certain that Hill, above anybody else, is saying every play the ball's coming to me.
Yeah.
You know, that has to be your mentality when you're the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Yeah.
But for somebody who's the number one wide receiver on a pass happy team, on a team that, you know, like, yes, you have to go down that field believing you're going to catch the ball down here, and I need to be at my spot in the right time. So, you know, that's awesome. So I'm taking.
You're taking Philly.
Yeah, my schedule went away here, but so I'm taking Philly. You guys are taking Miami.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be a really. This is the best game of the week, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this game. I'm looking forward to, like, both the afternoon and the night game will be fun Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I'll be watching
Chargers
Chargers and
Chiefs.
KC.
Yeah.
And then I'll be watching Miami and Philadelphia.
Yep.
And then Monday Night Football, we've got San Francisco traveling to Minnesota. Great news. Doesn't rain in Minnesota.
No.
Nope.
'Cause they got a dome.
In a dome.
Yeah, pretty old dome.
So we don't have to worry about ball slipping out of Purdy's hand this week.
Nope.
Um,
I would like them to hang 50 points on Minnesota.
I hope to see a nice little bounce back from them.
Yeah.
They're 7-point favorites, and I'm taking 7 points.
I'm
7
taking
or 7.5.
7 points.
I thought I
I'm
saw
taking
7.5.
7 points because it's prime time and Kirk Cousins
it may
is
have
allergic.
changed.
It may have changed. If it changed in 7.5, I'll write it down right now.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm good with 7 if that's what you put. I just want to for our audience.
Yeah, that's what it was when I wrote it down before we started the show.
Yeah. And by the way, I put a lot of my bets in early, specifically so that way, because my theory is if the bets come in heavy on one side or the other, it's because the bet was placed wrong or the starting line was wrong.
Yeah.
And so when lines move, I want to be on that game before the line moves,
Yeah.
assuming I'm on the winning side. And so I have to
Yeah.
trust that I'm going to be the right guy on that. But, all right, so 49ers, 7 points right now. Yeah, so, excuse me. Yeah,
Is anybody taking Minnesota?
Even
No.
if they had Justin Jefferson, I would not take him because it's a
Yeah.
primetime game.
Yeah. I
turtle
hope.
fact number 1. The alligator snapping turtle can live over 150 years. Some have been found with musket balls and flint arrows stuck in their shell. What the fuck?
Yeah, and
Dude.
they'll also take your hand off.
Turtles are awesome.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one?
That's
I've
awesome.
I've seen one in the wild.
I have not seen
Back in
one
Oklahoma,
wild, but-
you don't fuck around with those things. We tried. My uncle tried to get one kicked off the little overpass, and it fucking latched on his boot, and he had to take the boot off and beat the turtle over the fucking guardrail to get it off.
Beat the turtle to death.
Just a bark, bark, bark. And it took a
Just go
chunk.
full Mario on it, and jump and stomp. Like Frodo. That's funny.
Thank you for your the more you know fact.
Yeah,
today,
I'm looking
Mason.
forward to our next turtle
Appreciate
fact
that.
next
yeah,
week.
next
so
week we need turtle fact number
this is
2.
our turtle segment.
Yes.
We have a turtle segment, and
Don't fail us.
don't fail us next week. Shoot, I should have brought it out here. I got this really sweet little like crocheted Michelangelo Ninja Turtle from Frodo here for my kid, and it's so adorable.
It is.
freaking
It's
love
awesome.
it. It's so cool. Last game. No, nobody's taking the.
Nobody's
Vikings.
taking Minnesota. No.
If CMC and Debo are out and the point spread is 7, I'm taking San Francisco.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll throw
Yeah.
the ball to George Kittle a little bit more.
Or Ayuk.
I don't have any George Kittle this year, but that doesn't mean I don't like seeing him get the ball.
Right.
Oh, he's just fun.
Yeah.
He's just the best.
Yeah.
I fucking love George Kittle.
It's just like we talked about. It's really fun to watch the first guy after George Kittle catches the ball try and tackle it.
Yeah. Branson asked me the other day. He's like, "Who's your favorite NFL player?" And I was like, "George Kittle." And he's like, "But you're a Seahawk fan." And I went, "Uh-huh."
Yeah.
Doesn't change the fact that he's really fun to
He's
watch.
my fucking favorite, dude.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah. The enjoyment he has while playing football is infectious.
Christian
Yeah.
Wilkins is starting to make his way up my list, though.
He's fucking. They'll sign him into a big contract this offseason. But
Yeah.
If
he's,
anything, just because they want to keep that personality.
last week when against the Giants, Zach Sealer was mic'd up.
Yeah.
And he's telling the ref, he's like, "Watch out, 94's come over you." And you hear Chris watching, "Ref!" And then they mic'd him up for last season. And
Then they stopped micing him up.
Yeah, and then he's like, "No, you don't say that." Until the offensive lineman or I'm coming for you. No.
No.
And him and Josh Allen fucking go at it every game that
Really?
they play. Oh, they
I do
fucking
love that
hate
Josh
each other.
Allen talks so much shit while he's
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
And Christian Wilkins throws it right back.
Yeah. I bet those two guys hang out in the offseason. Like they seem like
I
they're
don't
like,
think so. I think they really dislike each other. I think because Christian Wilkins gets in his head a little bit and hits him anytime he possibly can.
Sure,
Yeah.
that's his job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is fine. But
By the way,
sometimes
can
it's
we
late.
just say I'm tired of fucking seeing DK Metcalf put a fucking defenseless,
Dude.
unnecessary block on a
He
wide receiver every
has
week.
the shortest fucking fuse.
Right.
And he does the dumbest, like shoving the player after the play's over when he's got his back to him.
For the second time in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bye week in the middle.
Yeah.
It's all that candy.
Yeah, it's all that candy. He's all hopped up.
Sugar
on,
eyes.
Yeah, he's all
Fucking
hopped
roid
up.
rage is a real thing.
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't
Dude.
talk about drug tests in Seattle, all right? We had a long stretch of bad drug tests in Seattle. Like, we we put a lot of money into not getting drug tested anymore. I don't want.
Have you seen that freak of nature?
Yeah, dude. And it's 1 cup of coffee and
3 bags of candy.
3
Oh.
bags of candy or whatever. Also,
I think Claypool is going to play, but apparently Waddle is calling him the running jukebox.
He's literally the size of a fucking jukebox running out there. He's huge.
I didn't realize how
I've
big.
seen some stuff where it
Claypool.
says that he's taken on like a tight end type role.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you had talked about
Yeah.
early on. Is that especially because you guys don't have Gesicki anymore. Gesicki.
He fits that role where
Yeah.
you're gonna play the
Physically
short,
fits that role, yeah.
that short slant type work,
Yeah.
where you're gonna be in the middle of the field, and he's not slow either.
And he's also not small, so he can throw a block or at least a chip
He's
block.
what,
Can
6'4"?
Nah, I think
6'4"? I think he's 6'4", ran a 4.41,
I don't know.
4.42 something.
Jake Bobo, 4.99. He's the wide receiver 4 in Seattle. He ran a 4.99 or whatever. He's like our favorite player right now, like in Seattle. Like he's such like you're not gonna be picking him up to start him or anything like that. But he's getting like important plays.
How's
He's
a wide
getting-
receiver run a 4.99?
He's big and he's white. he's we just need more Bobo. We need more Bobo.
You guys had fucking Will Disley, Big Montana.
Big
Yeah.
Montana. Yeah, dude.
He's a big white dude.
He probably ran
that
faster.
Doesn't run fast.
Right. Now it's Bobo on one side and Disley on the other, and
Yeah,
yeah.
just big whites.
Just welcome to Seattle.
Big whites.
Is that the name of our restaurant that we're gonna open up? Like
Yeah.
Big Whites.
Big whites.
Shit. All right. So I need
Napkin.
to-
There's no napkins. It's just giant, big, whitey tighties.
yeah. Right. Yeah. Every tablecloth is the napkin, so you just gotta like. All right. So I need to catch up on you. You need to catch up on both of us, but you and I are
Yeah.
close. But you have
He has a
a
6-game lead on me.
6-game lead on us right now.
I have a 5-game on you and 7-game on you.
Yeah, there's something.
Math
like
is
that.
hard. Well, I'm very excited about a couple of games this week. I think my favorite game is going to be that the
Dolphins,
Dolphins,
Eagles.
Eagles, and then Chiefs.
We have a good little stretch of games. Next 3 weeks, and then we play. I'll be up early to watch that Germany game. against
You're
Chiefs.
trying to get some ground here this week.
Am I on?
I have 1 island. Frodo has 1 island. We have agreed on a lot of games this week,
Yeah.
and then you are on an island on 3 games.
3 games?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Better get good. I had a down week. I need an up week.
So you have, by the way, you have KC, Denver, and Philly.
All right. KC and Philly are favorites. Denver's. No. They're an underdog because they're at home and they're an underdog.
Denver is an underdog.
But
KC and Philly are favorites.
I totally don't care about KC because again, that game, especially if that spread is a coin flip.
Yeah.
I could easily see the Philly game going wrong for me. I'm just putting. I think that Philly's going to be the
More resilient team.
more resilient team, and I think that's it could honestly come down to the coin toss in that if the Dolphins can get out front and then stay out front, they could just because they can outpace anybody.
I think that game is either going to be a blowout
Yeah.
or Philly's going to win by a few points.
Yeah.
I think that's how that game's going to go.
Yeah.
I'd be totally fine if it was like 42-10 Dolphins, but
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It'd be fine too.
yeah.
It
But
was really fun
either
when
way-
the Niners did that to the Cowboys.
Yeah, it was really fun when the Dolphins did it to the Broncos because
Yeah.
Even
It was
if
a fun
the
game
Broncos
to
don't
watch.
matter, it still was really fun to watch.
It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Um,
It was really entertaining watching everybody on the fucking field get touchdowns.
Yeah, everybody.
Except for Denver.
That's my Christmas present. Is Dolphins play them on Christmas Eve? Play the Cowboys in Miami.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun. Yeah, Cowboys suck. Just putting that out there.
They Mike McCarthy's play calling is fucking atrocious.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's which isn't new.
Somehow,
The fact that
I
they
mean,
got rid of Kellen Moore blows my mind.
Dak actually, Dak carried the team in the aspect of he was the only thing that kept plays alive.
Yes.
He ran for like 45 or 50 yards in the game. Multiple of those were first downs.
Yeah.
And he didn't make any mistakes in that game. But everything else about that game for Dallas looked bad up until you had Micah Parsons at the very last or the very end of the game. He got a sack and then he got a pressure which resulted in a interception.
Yeah.
Yep, that was, but the rest of the game, even Micah was
Bad.
Because what what teams have figured out in
Run
week
at 'em.
2 or 3 is you run at him and you just you put somebody in his way.
Yeah.
You know, if you can put somebody, because he ran the same exact move every single play.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, it finally worked.
Yeah.
And but it was
it's one of those things. Arizona built a blueprint,
uh-huh.
and every team since then has used that blueprint.
Yeah.
Other than they blew out the Patriots, but the Patriots are terrible.
Yeah, right. All right, so we will be back next week. For now, we're gonna go home and play some Warzone. So peace be with you.
Zombies.
Zombies.